to another video in this week's HTML CSS course. So in this video, we are going to actually introduce CSS. So before, we've been talking all about HTML and not as much about CSS, even though they go hand in hand. So this time, we're actually going to be working with some CSS. So how exciting, let's get started. First, we're going to go over to our Replit and create a new REPL. Nope, not node.js. We want HTML CSS.js. So we created our REPL. Now, previously I'd introduced it and showed you guys that this was the HTML. This is where we create the different elements that we see on the web page. However, if you paid attention, then there were these two other sheets on the side, one called script.js and one called style.css. Well, style.css is the one we're going to work on today, and using style.css we are going to be able to do pretty much the exact same thing as we did before, where we did inline styling, except we're going to do it on this external style sheet so that everything is going to be a lot more cleaner and a lot more organized. So let's jump right in. First thing that we're going to do is take a look at our PowerPoint slide over here. Let me pull it up for you. There we go. So what we need to do for basic CSS is we need to use tag names and also curly braces. Again, the CSS properties, the basic ones are the same, like color, font family, font size, background color, text align. These are as usual. But let me come over to the HTML. Again, I'm going to bring the script tag down underneath the body tag, and I'm going to create a header and a paragraph element. So h1 backslash h1 p backslash p. So we can say, welcome to Dear Piggy. And then this is not about pigs, by the way. Okay, so that was a weird message, but if we run our code right now, this is just what it looks like, normal HTML. Now we could style this using inline styling by doing style equals in this tag over here, but that makes our HTML code a little bit messy. So now what we're going to do is we are going to, as a whole, style our tags. So let me go ahead and add one more paragraph tag over here, and I'm going to say, we focus on coding, not pigs. Okay, so just so that you guys see what it looks like right now, run, and this is what it looks like. Now let's go over to our CSS. So like the picture shows, we need to use the tag names and curly braces. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to style the header. And so we're going to do H1 and then curly braces. Now, curly braces are the ones right above your brackets. What this means is it's saying, go to your HTML and look for all of your headers. And when you find every single one of them, apply the following style. So in the last video, we talked about CSS comments. So I'm going to make a comment right here. Basically, styles all header 1 tags. This is what this following is going to do. Now the rest, guys, is actually really simple because we've already done pretty much most of it in our inline styling video. We have our 5 basic CSS attributes, which was, let's see if I can list them, font family, font size, text align, background color, and color. So I'm going to go ahead and do text align. So again, you write the property name, and then you do a colon and a space, and then you choose center, right, left, justify, whatever you want. I'm going to choose center because it's a header, and once you choose center, put a semicolon, just like we've done before. Now the next part that we need to do is we need to go to the next line, and we can say, what should we do now? We can say font dash family, again, same property name, and we can say Comic Sans MS. Now this gives you a lot more options, but I'm just going to stick with what I have now, and I think we are good for just the header section. So I'm going to run my code, and you'll see that this is welcome to Dear Piggy in centered, and it's also in Comic Sans MS font. So again, just to go over what I did again, I used the external CSS spreadsheet, and I said, for all of the H1 tags, which is what this means here, Please align all of them in like centered and then make all of their font Comic Sans MS. So I'm going to go ahead and style the two P tags now because we have two P tags. Let's go ahead and do this. We are going to say P, because remember, this is very similar to the format of the one above, P, and then curly braces. You just put the tag name and then curly braces. This time we're going to say it's styles, oops, not the right comment. We're going to say styles all paragraph tags. Alrighty, now we can say change the background color to, why don't we do this color? This looks like a nice color. And the thing that I like about doing this on the external spreadsheet is that when you look for colors, so when I'm looking for color, it gives me a bunch of them that I can choose from. And I can choose this one if I would like to. Now, then, whoopsies, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say color. What color should we make it? We should make it blue violet. And then I'm going to add a semicolon here. Finally, I'm going to make the font size like 25 pixels. Remember, when we do font size, we always need to add pixels. So I'm going to run my code and we see, welcome to Dear Piggy. This is not about pigs, by the way. We focus on coding, not pigs. But the main part is that we've styled this nice and clean and organized on a different spreadsheet. So basically in this slide, we've learned how to use an external style sheet, which is great because we're going to be using this a lot. Most people don't do inline styling. They always tend to use this external spreadsheet. Now we're going to section into the next part of our topics, which is classes and IDs and styling them. I'm not sure if you've noticed something here, but when you do it this way, where you have H1 and P, it styles all the paragraph tags, every single one. It doesn't matter if you want your paragraph tag to look different for every single one, but this is going to style every single one of them the exact same way. And that is going to be a problem potentially, right? So this is how we're going to fix it. We are going to assign a class and ID, or ID, not and. We can choose either one, to our tags, and then we're going to style that specific class or ID. So here's how I want you to think of it. A class or an ID is essentially like another nickname for your tag. So there are multiple paragraph tags, and by giving it a class or an ID, we're giving it a special nickname so that you can differentiate between all the different tags. So this is how we're going to do it. We will style these two paragraphs and we'll give one of them as a class and one of them as an ID. We're going to say P class is equal to line 1. That was a really lame name, but that's all I could think of for now. So what this means is I'm saying, while this may be a regular paragraph tag, it has a special name. There is something about this paragraph tag that is different from the others. And it's because it has a class. It belongs to a class called line 1. So how does this make this special? Well, I'll show you. Basically, when we come over to our CSS, instead of styling all the P tags in general, so I'm going to comment this out really fast. Let me comment it out for you. I can style a specific one. Why isn't it letting me comment this out? Huh, interesting. It's being grumpy. It's okay, I'll just get rid of it then. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to specifically style that paragraph tag, which belongs to an ID, or no, which belongs to a class called line 1. So how I'm going to do that is when you want to focus on a class, you use a dot. So anything that has a class that belongs to a class, you use a dot. And then you give the class name, which is line 1. Then, like before, you're going to use your curly braces. And now we can style it specifically. We can say font size, 20 pixels, no additive symbols. We want the color to be blue. Now, one cool thing that I want to show you guys about Replit is, and some other editors, is that when you hover over this, sometimes it lets you, but if you're able to do it this way, sometimes they'll let you hover over this color and you'll be able to choose from an entire color palette. Again, it's not working for me right now, but sometimes it does let you. Last but not least, I'm going to do text align, and I'm going to have it align right. So now run it and we'll see what happens. Now, this line, the only line that is in the class called line 1, gets styled. So not every single paragraph tag, only the one that is in the ID or class. Sorry, I always get those mixed up. Only the one that is in the class called line 1 is going to get styled in this particular way. So we'll see it followed all the directions. You might be saying, if I called another paragraph tag line 1, would it also do the same thing? Yes. So if you were to change every paragraph tag to have a class called line 1, then again, every single one would do the same thing. But these classes and IDs are so useful because you can either style one separate ones, or you can style a certain group out of the certain whole. So these are really, really helpful, guys. This is a really important video. Next, we're going to work on IDs. So this time we did class. Classes and IDs are the exact same. It's just which one you prefer. They do the same thing though. What we're going to do is, instead of saying class is equal to line 1, we're going to say ID is equal to line 2. And then in quotation marks. Again, an ID is like a name that you've assigned to this paragraph tag. So they're not just a paragraph tag, they also belong to the group where the ID is line 2. So I'm going to go ahead and style it. Now, for classes, we use a dot. For IDs, we use a hashtag. So hashtag line 2. And then we use curly braces. Finally, we can say font family and set it to Lucida Calligraphy. We can set the, what else can I do? Background color. We can set the background color to, which one should we pick, guys? Let's choose pink. All right, and then finally we can set the color itself to blue-violet. There we go. So now when I run my code, only this part has been changed. So all the paragraph tags did not get changed. Only the one that belonged to the ID called line 2 got changed. And the font changed, the background color changed, and the color changed. So again, just to sum up this section of the video, we use classes and IDs, these two, to help us separate and give a specific name to every tag. That way, when we style it, we can specifically style a group or a certain tag. And these are oh so helpful. We use a dot for class and hashtags for IDs. And yeah, so this video was very important. We learned about using an external style sheet, and we did basic styling, like styling all the tags as a whole, and then we worked on classes and IDs and styling specific groups and classes and IDs. So that's it for this video, guys. We will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.